Hello and welcome. It's Bill again. We are on location here in Baños, Ecuador. My wife and I are traveling on our honeymoon, and we met another couple that is also traveling. And I'd like to introduce Araceli Santos. And we were talking last night, and it turns out she has knee pain. She is a runner, and so I thought her significant other has a video camera, and I thought it would be a great opportunity for her to share her story. I'll do a little bit of work on her knee, and we'll see how that turns out. So, Araceli, would you like to share your story?
Sure. About 3 years ago, I started to get into running. And then just last year, we did an urban athlon. And the process of the urban athlon is you run and you do obstacles. Like there's hurdles, you have to crawl. And on the last jump, I just felt that I did something to my knee. It was like a jolt, or I felt it, and I still had a lot of the race to go. And ever since, just my knee hasn't been the same. If I run more than 6 miles, it starts to hurt. If I sit for too long, it starts to hurt. And I'm just afraid that I'm never going to be able to run the way that I did before this happened to my knee.
So what we're going to do is take a look at the tension pattern that is holding on in your knee to see that if we can let go of that tension pattern, allowing the body's reflexes, allowing the body to let go of that tension on its own. And what we're doing here, I use the example many times like the Chinese finger games. When you pull the fingers apart in the game, it makes it tighter.
Right.
And when you push the fingers together, it loosens it up. And this is the very same thing we're doing with your knee. We're taking it to a place where it takes the pressure off of the tension pattern in your knee. And then we wait for your body to give us a cue. Like you may feel a pulse, you may feel heat, or the knee may rotate back. The bottom part of the leg may rotate back. And that's what I'm feeling right now. Okay? So let's take a look at another aspect of your knee. Because sometimes when we jump down, the bones in our leg, this is the bottom part of your leg, this is the top. And what will happen is the bones will slide just slightly, and it'll hold that pattern. And once again, that's to protect your knee from getting injured further. However, it'll lock in that position. So we're going to take and see, just let your leg drop. Right in there. And does that take the pressure off of what's going on in that spot in your knee?
Yeah.
Okay. So once again, we found a place of comfort for your knee. And what this is doing is re-educating your knee to understand what comfort is. And we'll hang out in that position for a little bit and wait for that to begin to let go. Go ahead and see how that feels.
Feels good.
Okay. Did it move again?
No, I don't. It feels good. It's a little sore right here.
Little sore on the inside there. And many times what happens is that the meniscus, which is the shock absorber within the knee, gets smushed. Kind of like you took a piece of bubble gum with 2 bricks, and the bubble gum will kind of squeeze out the side of those 2 bricks, and it'll be kind of sore in there.
Oh, yeah, right now.
So what we'll do is we'll give space, and you let me know if there's any discomfort in that. I'm giving a little pressure on the outside of the leg and pulling the ankle in at the same time. And what this does is it allows for the meniscus to pull back in between the bones. And go back and check in there.
Oh, wow, yeah, feels good. Pressure's, yeah.
Okay. And consequently, what happens is if these tension patterns are not addressed, it continues to hurt and it continues to wear away. And many times there's no indication that anything's wrong because nothing is broken or torn.
Right.
Eventually it gets to that place. However, if you address it early, if you start taking care of it, then that pain goes away and you live a normal life and run New York City marathons. How's that feeling in there?
Better.
Okay, we're back again. Araceli went for a walk on the steps in the building and get a little feedback as to what it feels like.
It feels better. Just before we started shooting, we were upstairs in the terrace, and I was walking down the stairs. I felt the pressure that I was talking about, and I just went up and did the same walk up and down the stairs, and it felt better. It does. I don't feel that pressure anymore, that discomfort. It definitely feels better.
Nice.
Now, will I have to keep doing that? How do I?
And that's it's a great question, because what happens is we have layers of tension. In order for the knee to be tight, the rest of the body has to hold a tension pattern. And I was telling you yesterday, there are 5 key components to addressing knee pain. And using that D-BEST model I was telling you about. First is make sure you drink a lot of water.
Right.
The next is make sure you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, and relax the body, because when the nervous system tenses up, it creates more tension, squeezing the bones in the leg together, causing the pain that you experience. So making sure you breathe properly. The eating good food, staying away from a lot of dairy, sugar, wheat, things like that, because it creates an acidic state in the body, irritating the nerves and causing the knee pain. As well as stretching, the dynamic stretching I was telling you about, like getting out of a car, how it's important to stretch dynamically, as well as strengthen the tendons and ligaments within the knee joint itself. So it's a program that it's comprehensive, and it's something you need to follow up on, because it's kind of like a rut in the road. It's easy to fall back into those, and it's important to keep up with that.
Okay.
So, well, I want to thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we'll keep an eye on it. You keep me posted. And thank everybody for being here today, and be in touch soon.